Hello and welcome to the Club Investing YouTube channel. I've been watching a lot of videos lately about everybody's small Robinhood account, so I figured why not throw mine in there, get everybody's opinion on it, and just be another talking head out here in the YouTube universe. So, as you can see, what I have invested, 92, 97, 93. I only have three holdings, Ulti, Misty, and TSYY. This is a margin account. That's why you see a buying power here. I'll go ahead and come over here. And as you can see, here is a breakdown of my account. I am using roughly 50% of my available margin. Some people would call that insanity, but hey, I understand the risks, and that's what I'm doing. So as you can see, I have 220 shares of TSYY, 1,456 shares of Ulti, and 233 shares of Misty. So what am I doing with this account? So these are my simple goals for it. I want to create $5,000 a month in average monthly income. That's my primary goal. I'm not looking to have capital gains. I'm not looking to do any of that. My primary goal is monthly income. So I'm going to reinvest distributions and part of my salary when I have it available to meet this goal. I'm going to use 50% available margin to reach that goal. And once I do reach this goal, I'm going to use distributions to pay off the margin. And after that, this monthly income will make me debt free. We'll go into my debt maybe in later videos, but it's really not that bad. So what kind of risk does an account like this have? Well, there will be loss on the value per share of all funds of this account, so you will have NAV value decline. I know some people are triggered by this, but I accept that in trade-off for income, I will lose some money on the actual values of the stocks that I have. So what I plan to do is monitor distribution per share of each ETF and manage appropriately. What do I mean by this? My primary concern is income. So for example, with Ulti right now, we've seen a drop in price from the mid sixes down to the high fives, but our income's staying the same. So I really don't care that I'm losing value in the price per share. All that I see is I'm able to get more shares for the same money that is still paying a ridiculously high distribution. And I'm only going to use 50% of margin available. If maintenance requires go up, I'll obviously reduce this. I want that buffer just in case a severe downturn of the market happens. But so far with the market downturn I've seen, my margin call percentage has stayed real close to the same. So I'm not too concerned with that. So moving back to the account, we can talk about Ulti. See over the past 3 months what it's done. As my total value, I've actually lost $508 on Ulti. Looks terrible on the chart, right? My average cost $626. On Saturday, August 16th, we're paying it's $5.91 a share. So how is this done for me? Well, this is what it's done for me. I experimented with it in June, just a few dollars. July, I started putting some money in it. Basically, right before August is whenever I pretty much went all in with the margin. So as you remember, I'm down 500 and some odd dollars. 508.33. But I've made $706.43 in distributions. Took me literally a minute and a half to make this spreadsheet. Whoop-de-doo, nothing special. Anybody can do it. So my weekly payouts look great for Ulti. I plan on just reinvesting the distributions into more shares. I consider this a good buy at the moment. Next one's Misty. Look at all this. I'm down $880. Look at the chart. We went from 23 down to 20, back up to 22, down to 17. Now we're back at 17. So, looking pretty rough here. But what about the distributions? Well, let's look at it. Not very good. I'm actually losing money on Misty. In the past, Misty has paid a whole lot better than it is right now, but hey, that's the price you pay when you gamble like this. So what are my plans with Misty? I kind of feel like we're in a low slump of it right now. I kind of feel like the volatility slowed down, but how long is it going to be slow? Will it come back up? I don't know. No idea. So what am I personally going to do? I'm going to buy some more because it's cheap right now. I'm going to lower my cost average. I'm going to stay in the game, gambling with this one. Don't take my advice, I'm an idiot. But this is what I'm doing. 880 minus 504, $375 roundabout. Okay, what about TSYY? Haven't been in this one as nearly as long. It's got the same dropping curve as everybody else, but what about the distributions? I'm down $103, but what's it look like? So not too bad right here. So what we can do, we can go back here real quick. So 103, I've received 143. But actually, I've already got this third week pending for the payment. So we can go ahead and add that right now. So we can go over to TSYY. We can scroll down. And look at that, for the 19th. So on Tuesday, I will get $49.63. So let's go ahead and add it. $49.63. Bam. There we go. There we go. Had an error on my chart. Had to fix that. So now we got everything adding up like it's supposed to. Okay, so what does this all look like when you put it together? Come over here. Total dividends. So with the pending of TSYY next week, so far in August, as of the 16th, I have $817.34 coming in. A big part of that is going to be Misty, because it does have 2 distributions this month. So I will be counting both of those. So it will look inflated for August. What's the one at the end of the month going to look like? No idea. Am I hoping it's going to be better than the last one? Absolutely, because the last one was the lowest distribution they've had in a really long time. I actually think it's the lowest one ever for the fund. So, this is my first video. It's rusty, but this is what I got going on. Basically, with less than 10 grand invested, you could literally have this kind of income out of a Robinhood Margin Account. And if you're curious about my margin, I'm using $5,359.73 of my $11,144.82 available. I'm $4,700 or 50.89% above my maintenance, so there's not much chance I'll get a margin call. And that's costing me about 72 cents a day. Now I do have Robinhood Gold, so 1,000 of that's interest free. So I'm really only paying for $4,300 worth of margin. But again, I just see margin as a way to supercharge my returns, and I am perfectly fine with the risk. Because at the end of the day, I could either use distributions to pay it down, or I could just sell some of my assets on here and be fine. No loss to me. But that's it. Thinking about doing updates to this every distribution day and then talk about what I'm reinvesting into. I've got a few ideas on different shares I'd like to buy, but right now I'm happy with these. Kind of curious to see what Misty will do for the rest of the year. But that's it. Y'all have a good one, and thanks for watching.